So all of this started because of a lipstick. My name is Tejaswini Sarath. I was born and raised in Chennai. I moved to Bangalore when I was 17. I run a media and marketing agency called Socialogic. It feels surreal to even say that out loud, but here we are, and I am very, very grateful. I started drafts because I have a lot to say. My notes app is genuinely unwell. Think of this like my journal, except I'm reading out loud. It's gonna be my life, my unfiltered thoughts, my experiences, and somewhere in between all of that, I'll probably just say a thing or two that might be actually useful to you. Not because I have it all figured out, but because I have been through enough to have an opinion. Every hero or villain has an origin story, and it's only fair that you know mine. I grew up in a very specific kind of household. My dad, a chartered accountant, disciplined, ambitious, rule follower to the T, strict, but also the kind of person who would move mountains for his family. My mom's a psychologist, kind, thoughtful, annoyingly simple, and I mean it as the biggest compliment ever. She had the voice of an angel, and she's always been my partner in crime. They were grounded people. They had a system, they had values, they had a plan. And then they had me. Loud, obsessed with like makeup and fashion, like every little girl, way too honest for my own good. I got my dad's quick thinking and my mom's stubbornness, which, if you think, is just genuinely the most dangerous combination possible. I think about how much they must have enjoyed that. As a teenager, I was just not it. Learn from my mistakes. So all of this started because of a lipstick. I was 14. I wanted a lipstick, and it's just something that I wanted, like a lot of people in my class were wearing it, and I genuinely like makeup. I had this neighbor. She was so cool. Like, I just wanted to be her when I grew up. I still remember this. So basically, in their house, they had like this dressing table of sorts. She had a drawer where she had all her like lipsticks kept, and I still remember this so vividly. Like, okay, so she had this Revlon lipstick, and it was this like nude brown, like it was perfect for her. And I would see her like wear that, and I would think, wow, I just want to be as cool as her one day. I wanted a lipstick. I just like wanted it, okay? And my parents were traditional old school. So basically, they said, when you earn your own money, you can buy it. They said it so casually, like it was one of those things that, I would like obsess over for a week and then like just move on. They did not expect me to take it seriously, but I did. I was 14 and I was going to a tuition center at the time, and I walked up to the head of the institute. Her name was Saroj Miss. And I just asked her if I could tutor the younger kids. You know that I'm good at like social studies and English, and can I just help out? And she said, yeah. And we talked about money, and I was so, so happy. It was just for like an hour a day before I started studying, or after I finished studying, whatever. And yeah, that was that. And Saroj Miss has been like so supportive of like everything I do. Like, I'm still in touch with her. But yeah, she said yes, and it changed me. I tutored, I earned my own money, and I bought the lipstick. By the time I had it, the lipstick wasn't the point anymore, because somewhere in between wanting it and getting it, I figured something very important about myself, that when I decide that I want something, I will go and get it, and I will work really, really hard for it. I just don't wait for someone to come and hand it to me. Everything I've done since then is basically just that in like different fonts, and of course, with the support and blessings of my parents. That's the cute part of the story. And here's the rest of it. I promise it has a good ending though. School was not great. I'm going to do a whole episode about it, so I'm not going to get into the whole thing. But the short version is that I got bullied. It was rough. And at some point, I just couldn't do it anymore. I dropped out of the 11th grade. I didn't leave from a place of power, I left from a place of just really, really not being okay. I've dealt with depression and anxiety from a very, very young age. And that point just made like everything harder. For a long time, I was like very embarrassed of it. It was something that I basically had to like justify or explain away. And I don't feel that anymore. And I understand that it's part of the story, but it wasn't like that when I was younger. So after I dropped out of school, I did an interior designing course. I think basically I just confused interior decorating and like home organization with like interior designing, and they're really really not the same thing. This requires a little bit of math and a lot of like drawing, and I cannot draw a straight line for the life of me. I like had a vision, okay? I just needed someone to hold the pen. There was no big plan. I just needed to leave the house, and yeah, that's reason enough. And then something really, really good happened. I was, I think, 15, 16 at this point, and I could see that there was a real demand for like tuition centers. My partner in crime, my mom and I started Varda's coaching academy together. But then something actually good happened. I had been like tutoring even after like dropping out of school because I mean, I had the basic skills, right? In school, I was like a bad student because I feel like the way that school was structured was not for like my neurodivergent brain. But once I stepped out and I had to like organize, make my own notes and just sort of like study by myself, I got really, really, I got better at it. You know, I got really good at like planning stuff for my students. I just like understood things better and I was able to explain it better. I think I really, really like building. I love building things from scratch. And it took me a long time to understand that I love building something about myself, but the minute I understood it, I was unstoppable. I am unstoppable. Eventually, I went back to school and I finished my 12th grade. And then this part's a little crazy. I actually ended up doing a BBA and then an MBA. And the girl who dropped out of school got 2 degrees. I don't think anybody expected it. Not me, not my parents. I mean, my dad's the reason I got it. He pushed me to like study again. He believed me when I didn't believe myself. Yeah. Also, sorry, I just even now like thinking about that phase in life, it's I can't believe I'm here and I'm so proud of myself, but also just how patient my parents were. And you know, that helped me realize something, that not everything has to happen in a straight line. Like everybody has their own path, their own timelines, and it was just different. I know a lot of my classmates, I remember feeling this like, oh my god, like all these people are like going to school, they're getting their degrees, and I'm just like sitting at home. And but then I eventually ended up getting an MBA. So everybody has their own like path, and it's important to like acknowledge that and like also be kind to people who are taking a different path. I did a BBA and an MBA, like a dual degree thing, and I worked in corporate for a bit, and then I was doing a lot of freelancing, social media, copywriting, brand work. I learned a lot of skills and I basically put them to use as a freelancer. Late 2022 to like 2025, my body decided it needed a break after I had a really bad fall. I had a spine and back injury. Nothing like dramatic, but it was genuinely annoying. And the depression and anxiety, they were doing their own thing. I couldn't like push the way I normally did. And for someone like me, it's really hard because I like to keep busy. I like to keep doing things all the time. Thankfully, I had already built like an amazing team by then, and they had my back. I wouldn't have been able to like work or do anything without these people. It also gave me like an opportunity to travel a little bit. It was not easy to like travel around, but I hated just being like in one place. So I decided change of scenery could help. So I was a slow traveler. Like we would go to a place and my friends and I would go to a place and we would stay there for like 10, 15 days and then just like keep moving around. I slowed down in ways I hadn't really done before. And I think that period gave me something I couldn't have gotten any other way. And that was clarity. Like I knew that these are the things that I wanted. Right now, I'm at a phase where I am unclear about like a million things, but the one thing that I have clarity on is like the bigger picture. Like, what are my dreams? What are my ambitions? What is the end goal? What I want to do with my life? How I want to receive? How I want to give back? All of those things. And I think for me, as like an overthinker, like every time I would start a project, especially the first question was always like, okay, why are you doing this? What are you going to get out of this? It was so very like I kept like challenging myself and questioning myself, forcing myself to like think about the bigger picture. And I would always come out blank. But after traveling, after seeing the world with different people and understanding different perspectives, I just had clarity of what the bigger picture should be. And then in February, I soft launched Socialogic. I didn't start from scratch because I never really had to. Through the hard years, I had people around me, a team that showed up every day, even on the days that I couldn't show up. Some of those same people are building this new thing with me now, and I don't take that lightly. I will ensure that my team gets everything that they deserve and they're exposed to like creative projects and just like everything that they want to work on. So yeah, lipstick to agency with a lot of detours in between. And honestly, I wouldn't change any of it. And I'm not telling you this because I think it's inspiring. I find that word pretty uncomfortable, honestly. I'm telling you this because if you're in the middle of your own messy arc right now, just know that the middle doesn't mean it's over. It just means you're not done yet. So, what is drafts? The stuff that lives on your notes app at like 2 a.m., the stuff that you think but don't say out loud. Nothing here is finished. I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly changing my opinions on things that I might be wrong about. I don't like admitting that I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm always evolving. I'm always figuring it out as I go. So, yeah, some episodes might be advice, some will be stories, some will probably just be me thinking out loud. Every single one of it will be honest, and that I can promise you. Okay, so that's episode one. I don't know exactly where this is going, but I, I think that's kind of the whole point. But I know it'll be real, and I know it'll be mine. So, yeah, I'm Tejaswini Sarath. This is the drafts, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and the lipstick, absolutely worth it.